How many discounts does USAA Auto Insurance offer? Too many to say here. Multi-vehicle discount, safe driver discount, new vehicle discount, storage discount, legacy.
How many discounts will you stack up? Visit USAA.com/auto discounts. Restrictions apply.
Brooks Running reminds us that we're all powered by something. Whether it's the me-time energy of a run after a day at the office, the electrifying energy of your first marathon, or the infectious energy of a group run with your friends. No matter what energy powers you, Brooks has gear specifically designed to unleash it. So lace up and let it out. Let's run there. Visit brooksrunning.com today to learn more.
And welcome back to the Boundary Corner podcast, along with my partners, Brian Siegler, a late arriving Jonathan Talley. He will be here in a few minutes. He is skidding down the road to get to his house. And as always, our favorite high school coach, Robbie Compton. I am Curtis Wilson. And as always, we are brought to you by Dr. Jeremy Counts down at the Counts Family Pharmacy, 301 South Main Street in Blacksburg, your friendly neighborhood pharmacy. Check them out. Fellas, LeVar, always joining us. What's up, LeVar? Brian, Robbie, fellas, how's summertime going for y'all so far?
Robbie asked me early, he's like, you got to top off that Jeep yet? I said, yeah, I had it off a few times and been rolling around, having some good times in the Jeep and trying to stay dry because it's been rainy as shit in Richmond.
Yeah, we've been hot and on the field and trying to prepare for another season, getting things together on the high school side of things. So.
Wait out, weight room every day?
Oh,
get them in there every day?
We start every day. We do check-in at 7:30, weights at 8, speed, agility development, usually about 9, and then skill development 10 to 10:30, 10:45, somewhere around there. So it's a good 2.5, almost 3 hours every day of trying to prepare some young folks for 4 years of high school football, hoping to get 1 or 2 to play after that.
Robbie, let me ask this, because obviously the kids are working out. How much work are y'all doing? Like, are you in tape? Like, basically, kids leave. Are you just looking at tape from basically noon to 6 o'clock at night?
No.
Okay.
It takes a lot of, well, here we've got a brand new turf field and, some stadium renovation and stuff.
Okay.
Getting, but a lot of our stuff is, like you said, it's some film work, preparing some stuff, just doing grounds work around, keeping our practice field ready and stuff like that. we do things a little differently than some places. We do a lot of laundry and things like that for the kids. We don't send stuff home with them. We don't ask the parents to take care of a lot of that stuff. We do a lot of that stuff on our own. Just things like that, different plans. Today we worked on just trying to get some letters sent out to different local businesses and churches and things to see if we can get some meals for kids during game days this season, stuff like that, little logistic things. But that's what a lot of the summer is. I'm dealing a lot with trying to get licensure stuff finished and taking tests and getting some things like that. Since I changed my license as a teacher, I've gone from I spent 18 years. I spent 13 years in health and physical education, and now I'm in special ed, working with their exceptional students here, and takes a lot to get that stuff going. I worked on some master's classes and doing some praxis testing to finish that license. So got that on my plate along with all of it too.
So it's for you, the off season is mixed bag being a high school coach. Watch the kids. Now, are they allowed in North Carolina for the kids to organize to do 7-on-7s?
Oh yeah,
go out. Okay, because every state's different. Like some states are weird about that shit. Some states you go do that, they'll be like they're all ineligible now. They can't play because they went out and played 7-on-7 at your field.
No, we have. They can do anything they want to on their own. There are certain times in the summer. There's always the week of the 4th of July in North Carolina. Mm-hmm. And then there's going to be a week towards the end of July, what they call all state clinic week. So they have all of our state rules clinics, all of those things on that week. Those are considered dead periods. We're not allowed to have contact with the players from a coach's perspective. But the kids can get together and do stuff on their own however they want to. But other than those 2 dead period weeks, we can work with the kids from the last day of school on through the summer, except on Sundays.
All right.
But I mean, there's some limitations on amount of hours a day. It's supposed to be no more than 3 hours a day, I think. There's rules about if you do 2-a-day deals, once the preseason stuff starts. If you do a 2-a-day one day, you have to have so many hours in between the two, so many total hours together, and there has to be a day off in between, stuff like that. So it's changed a lot from the time we played, where we used to, go at 6 in the morning and we'd leave sometimes 6 or 7 at night, and we'll practice however long or however many times we needed to.
Yeah, them 3-a-days were no joke.
Yeah. Brian, you never made it to the experience at Fort Pickett, did you?
I did not. No, that
was my
predated me.
My freshman year, man, we took that trip with Larry Smith and that crowd to Fort Pickett for the camp. Woo! Yep, that was something different, boy. It was just 1 a day, but it just was all day.
Well, you only go practice one time.
Long ass practice.
Yeah, we did
8 to 5.
We'd end that week with a Saturday scrimmage where we usually went and showed up and played Atlee and Hampton, and we got to see all of that fun, take those butt kickings, and come on back home. So,
well, wait, hold on, wait a second. Oh, Hampton would have been 9.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So I did the one like jamboree that they had at U of R that time. You remember that one?
Yes, that would have been. I think it would have been my junior year.
Yeah, I think that's right.
2000.
Yeah. Hampton was there at that one too, and they were still crushing,
whipping.
So
ass.
you had the Ronald Currys and the ones like that from Hampton. Yeah, it was quite an adventure. So those
wait a second. See now I'm going down a rabbit hole here. Oh, here he comes. Pull him in here. Look at him,
Sally.
He made it.
Shelton looks different.
In all of his beauty and glory. little fluffy and swollen. Don't get it wrong. I'm nowhere near as smart as Shelton is.
Oh yeah, you pretty good. You make up the brunt. You make up the brute with what we lack in brain, I guess.
We're just talking about the old school football days and how different it is now.
Yes.
Well, they would.
Kelly,
they talk about going to jamborees and our little high school having to go up against Hampton High School, where all those studs played at.
Ronald Curry.
Yeah.
I can't imagine seeing that. I mean, I can't imagine seeing that. I've seen some good football players, but that's next level.
So the problem we had is that we were like the most rural AAA school in the whole damn state.
Oh, easily. Easily.
Absolutely.
I remember my first varsity playing time. I was tight end. We played a school called McAdory High School. That's where Bo Jackson went to high school at. And I was a ninth grader. And I was the third string tight end. And I seen the first two tight ends get knocked out of the game. Everybody on their team had gold teeth. They had gold teeth and goatees. I was in ninth grade. They had a kid on their team that went to Alabama. His name was Matt Caddell. He played wide receiver. They called McAdory Smackadory. That's how good they were. They would kill people. They beat us like 56-0. This kid, Matt Caddell, they called him the pocket rocket. He ran a 4.2 40. And if you kicked him the ball, he was running it back. I think he had 3 touchdowns against us. He's the fastest person I ever seen on the field. And I seen Tyrone Prothro on the field too. He was pretty fast. Yeah. But Matt Caddell was the fastest human I've ever seen with a football in his hand.
I can tell you a fast one that I've seen, and y'all will know the names, Mr. David Wilson.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
I didn't have to play against him.
I couldn't imagine seeing some of that. Like
I still ain't figured out. Look, that man, I think it was the last time I coached against him. I think it was his senior year. He had 260 yards rushing and 5 touchdowns. And I don't know how many he would have had if he'd not got thrown out in the third quarter for doing a somersault in the end zone.
You're the owner of a small business, which means you could use another pair of hands, like the experts at Verizon Small Business Days, August 11th through 17th. Get a free tech check and special deals like a free 5G phone. You know you want one. Call 1-800-483-4428 or visit verizon.com/smallbusiness to book your appointment. Verizon Business. Available for select 5G phones. New line device payment agreement and select data plan required. Credit applied to account over agreement term up to 36 months. Terms apply. Offer ends 8/17/2025.
This episode is brought to you by LinkedIn. Healthcare professionals can lead their careers with LinkedIn. Discover jobs by specialty, preferred shifts, and even desired salary. From mental health therapists to radiology technicians, it's now faster and easier for healthcare professionals to find the right fit. Learn more at linkedin.com/healthcare. Side effects may include faster job placement, improved work-life balance, and increased career satisfaction.
God, no.
That was something. That was 15 years ago. I still ain't figured out how to stop it.
Right.
Him landing on his neck, unfortunately, is what finally stopped him. All right, well, let's get into it. What we're doing tonight, a couple weeks ago, we did the offensive Hokie Dream Team. Tonight, we're going to do the defensive Hokie Dream Team, but we got a few things to unload before we get there, as always. And I want to start with basketball. Alex called it out just a couple seconds ago with Hokies basketball might be back because y'all want me to pronounce this, right?
Go for it, man. You got to do this one. You got
Nicholas
to.
Avdalas. I think that's the pronunciation. Officially signed a couple days ago.
We're just gonna call him Neo.
Neo. Call him Neo. And
the one.
I mean the one. But legitimately, without a shadow of a doubt, no disrespect to Rodney Rice, but literally the best recruit Mike Young has ever pulled. This kid was legitimately going to get drafted somewhere in the second round of the NBA this year. He chose to defer. Smart, in my opinion, because I think he's going to tear it up. So, Tally, does Mike Young have an excuse not to win games this year?
Mike Young, I'm going to give him a pass today, man. He done good today, so I'm going to just keep quiet and we're going to see what he's going to do. I did see a quote where he said that the basketball team was just better this year. I'm like, well, I fucking hope so. So, but I think that it will be. So we'll see. We'll see what he got. I mean, you got to have some talent to play. I mean, it's not the SEC, but the ACC, you got to have some talent and some length to play there. So hopefully he has that in this year's team.
I mean, I think we finally got a good combination of enough ball handlers with a really good amount of size down low, but with most everybody still able to step out, hit the shot outside if they need to, with an exception here or there. It's really lining up to be definitely the most talented top to bottom we've been in the last handful of years, definitely since the ACC championship run.
Kiev, that group, Kiev Aluma.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
probably
so
that group. Yeah,
at least the most talented since that group, at least top to bottom. I feel like you actually have a starting five you feel pretty good about, and a couple guys coming off the bench that can hold their own. I don't think we really had that since then. I think you got a whole lot of potential. We've got to see if they put the pieces together and that they play like a team and can win like a team. But as far as just the individual parts right now, it's definitely looking pretty good.
That's what I want to see from Mike Young more than anything, because a couple of those teams, 2020, 2019, right, 2019, no, 2021, 2021, there were times where early they just didn't – they looked disjointed. And you looked and said, well, these are talented guys. He can't have that happen this year. Like, there's too much talent to have that funk of, well, I got to figure out everything. No, you got to figure that out this year. And if not, you've got to either let Lawal attack or Neo do his thing, because that kid's been playing with grown-ass men in the Greek League and been putting up somewhere between 7 and 10 points a game, got looked at by the NBA. And that's, I think, Tally, you've kind of – there's been numerous times in the last 4 years. Again, are we as intense on basketball as we are football? No. But basketball lasts from October to March. It's a long way. You get too intense, you get burned out. But you've always said, Tally, I'll never forget this, we just don't have a player that we literally can say, here's the ball, please go get us the next 6 points.
Right.
And I think that's where Neo, it looks like he could be that guy. It's just like, here you go. Let me step back.
Most of the teams that you see that are, good teams have a dude like that. They can just take over the game, create his own shot, draw double teams to be able to kick the ball. I mean, Mike Young has to draw up some stuff for us to get shots off. And usually we got, 6-foot guards trying to shoot over 6'4" guards on the other team. Had to get longer, had to get bigger, and you had to get more talented. So seems like he's done that. So, I mean, I'm hoping the best. I like watching basketball. I don't dislike Mike Young. I think people think I dislike him. I don't dislike him. I don't get the hype from nothing. Like if you ain't winning, you just ain't winning. So
there you go.
You talk about being intense in Virginia Tech basketball. I mean, I've spent the last 25 years in working everything I can in high school football. Last thing I remember about Virginia Tech basketball is Ace Custis. So
throw it back, Robbie.
I'm trying, guys.
Well, basically, I think once November hits, you just want to go to sleep for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
You get home. What are you gonna do?
Thanksgiving and Christmas. Then I can get back to football in February.
There you go. All right, let's chill quick. We're gonna hit some 2026 recruiting. Been a lot of buzz on that. Obviously, everybody saw Cornell Warren decommitted, best prospect we had. And then we get Cameron Johnson, the defensive end out of Green Run down in the 757, 3-star guy. And then we get Cam Gillespie out of North Carolina, defensive lineman, probably more shaping up to be a D tackle out of Mooresville High School. But as of right now, 2026 class ain't looking great. You got 4 commits. One of them's a legacy kicker. No disrespect to Will Love. I think they put him as probably the best kicker in the country.
Yeah.
But this is usually the time where we start seeing 1-2 a week. And by July,
we got one coming tomorrow or so. Everyone is saying so.
Oh, okay. I didn't know about that.
What you do? You said, what's the kicker's name?
Will Love. It's John's little brother.
What you talking about, man? That's the best player we could have. The best player on the team last year was who? Mr. Love. Shoot,
got the little brother.
I'm being funny, but hey, if the love can bring the love like this love, we want to stay with that love. So that might be,
points is points.
That may be the best.
If you automatic from inside 50,
listen, that may be the best recruit that we have. So, Mr. Love, get your little brother right. Keep him on here.
I can tell you from a high school perspective, the way things have changed recently.
Yeah.
Recruiting has gotten a little weird and a little crazy.
Yeah. From
the high school side of things. And I know Virginia Tech focuses a lot on high school recruiting and things like that. And there's been some lag. There's been some craziness with the way some things have changed, kind of waiting for these rulings and things to come through and figure out what they were going to do. So I wouldn't get too worked up about how it's gone thus far. And that's just my opinion from this side of it. But I mean, there's definitely some kids that are sitting back and waiting to see what was going to happen with those whole situations. So you may see a real takeoff and some things coming soon, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when we talked about it, we had the Warren decommit. We kind of knew that wasn't firm even when it happened, right? Yeah. So, he said he was still going to take other visits. We knew that his star was rising a little bit when he committed. We knew that some of the bigger dogs in the SEC were going to start coming calling. Sounds like that's kind of where things went. So, here we are. It sucks losing your best commit. We move forward. We got a couple more. I said when Warren decommitted, we got about 6 weeks to get at least 8 more in the boat before you can start feeling like this isn't a disaster. And we got 2 in and probably getting 1 more tomorrow. So we're on a pretty decent track since then. And it's been less than a week since I made that tweet. So we'll see how it goes. I'm still not feeling great about the 26 class, but like I said in that tweet, it's not time to panic, but it's definitely time to need to see some results. And so just looking forward to seeing what Prime Company can kind of pull through in the home stretch here.
Screw that. Get 5 kids from high school and get the rest out of the portal. Yeah. Because you can figure out who the hell plays. High school kids, dice roll.
We have to face a harsh reality here too, is there is some uneasy feelings about what's going on.
Instability.
You got a new offensive system and coordinator. You got a new defensive system and coordinator. You got questions about how long the things will hold together and what's going. That's not easy to recruit kids now when they can make money going anywhere.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean that's a harsh reality to it.
It is, and right now it is an
I'm not gonna wear those rose-colored glasses. I know how this works.
Well, mine are getting rosier by the day. So that's the way recruiting's going. We got 4 in the boat. Hopefully more to come over the next month or so. Hopefully we can talk about it. I know we are working to get somebody on in July to discuss a little high school recruiting. Hopefully that comes through. But real quick, before we get into our defensive dream teams, Brian, were you able to make a slide for Robbie's offensive stuff or no?
I was not, but Robbie, I want you to run through it and tell me what you got.
Lord, let me
starting with quarterback. Pull it up.
Quarterback was easy. I can remember that one. That one was easy. That was Tyrod Taylor. And I'll hear the grief, especially with people my age. Why wasn't it Michael Vick? Hey, Michael Vick they called it the Vick experience for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
But when I'm putting together a whole team and I want to run, I want to throw, I want to do it all, and with the leadership and with things like that, Tyrod Taylor just kind of did it for me.
All right.
I had a little bit different experience. I had a player at the time that was being recruited that talked to him all the time. I spent a lot of time at a couple of visits with the kid that I had there, and I hung out with Tyrod's dad quite a bit. So, I mean, I got to know the kid and the way things work. And so that's who I went with as my quarterback. My running backs, I said David Wilson, obviously, Kevin Jones, and Bashal Tootin.
Me and you, Robbie. Me and you. Match for match, baby. Speed.
I just like that combination. All three of them had the speed to break anything at any time and hit the edge, but none of the three of them were ever worried about, I got to get to the edge because I'm not going through the mess in the middle. All three of them would hit the mess in the middle and never worry about it. And
That's true.
That was the kind of thing I liked. As a tight end, I had Jeff King and Mr. Bucky Hodges, because Bucky Hodges was a tight end and Logan Thomas was a quarterback. If you want to fight about it, we will.
Hey, we got enough of that in the comments on that.
I was
we
like,
got how you feel about Bucky Hodges and
that.
Logan Thomas.
Yeah, he was pretty firm about that on that last show. So.
He comes down to it. Overall, for a lifetime, Logan Thomas is probably a better tight end. Logan Thomas never played a snap of tight end at Virginia Tech, so I couldn't make him a tight end.
Didn't he catch a pass from Tyrod?
He did.
Possibly.
Tight end, Robbie. Come on now.
He said possibly.
That's possible. I don't know. I know he's coaching at Brookville High School in Lynchburg now. So.
Yes, he is. Him and Zach McCray, both of them coaching down at Brookville.
Yeah.
Zach McCray, that's a name everybody thought was going to be it 15 years ago. But you know what? He's doing good things out there. Jason from SWVA, what's going on? All right, yes. Robbie, next.
Wide receivers. We had Antonio Freeman, Eddie Royal, Andre Davis, Brian Steele, and Carroll Dale.
Brian Steele reference.
Get some age
Brian
in
Steele.
there. Brian Steele just had a special place in the fact that as a young Virginia Tech fan, that was the one that I remember that kind of stood out. He may not have been the best receiver they ever had. I could probably name a lot of them that had better stats overall at some point. But
yeah, hell of a Sugar Bowl, though.
And I had a Brian Steele jersey. It was probably the first Virginia Tech jersey I ever had. So it just kind of stuck to me.
And Carroll Dale it's old school, but that name can stick forever in Virginia Tech.
You'll hear it more in my offensive line group. I'm gonna pepper some older guys in there just because they had a different kind of mentality when it came to the game of football that you can always.
I can't wait for Tally's face for one of them, just to see what he says. But go ahead, Robbie.
Okay, so offensive line, we have Dwayne Brown, Jake Grove, because he's my all-time favorite player anyway. Wyatt Teller, Christian Darrisaw, Jim Pine, Buzz Nutter, George and Blake DeChristopher. I think I put too many O linemen in there, but whatever.
You got Buzz Nutter in there.
Yeah, so Buzz Nutter.
Buzz Nutter and George Priest now. I mean, you can go in and look through. Well, you're not going to find stats with offensive linemen and stuff back then. Nobody counted pancakes or stuff in the 30s, 40s, 50s, and all those years.
But they did, but they were made with flour and butter.
Yeah,
exactly.
There's something to be said about their world championships in the pros and their longevity and the years they played. That's a different kind of mentality on the offensive line that it takes anyway. And you put some guys like that in there, and we got something. It'll teach the rest of those guys a little bit more grit. Oh, is grit a cool word that we can say now?
Yeah, you can say whatever you want.
I know at one time.
Long as you don't put it on front of the helmet.
It was a weird.
He said, as long as you don't put it on the helmets.
Yeah,
That's
All right,
what
let's Or have an entire monologue about it in the locker room.
Yeah. One day.
I wonder what Fuente is doing right now.
Central
Standard Time.
$10 million in the bank that's being paid over the last few years. He got paid what, like $7.5? He got $20 million in the bank. What would you be doing?
Will he ever coach? Will he ever be a college coach again?
I don't think he is. I
Not
honestly don't think he is.
If I got $40 million in the bank, I ain't coaching no more.
I ain't doing shit.
I'm gonna sit on the podcast and talk about football.
Golly, man,
all
got
day.
Paid.
I mean,
man, we really broke that man. Then he broke
that
us.
man really broke us.
Yes.
You mean? Shoot, that man got money and got up out of there.
Now he's doing all right. We're the ones sitting here still trying to figure out if we can get this play back.
We're broke. He broke us.
Yeah.
But we broke him mentally.
They
to
call
the point
it
where he ain't even going to try to get back into the game.
They call it a breakup. We broke, he up. That's what this is. That's what happened.
All righty.
Do we want to hear a recap of Tally's cruise here before we get into things?
Oh yeah, Tally went on the big boat. No, we got to have at least one story. I mean, last time it was the Alchemy bar making you some sort of jalapeno margarita.
It was pandemonium, is what it was on this boat. I mean, it's like 40 of us that went together. You know, kids, grown-ups. At one time, I started preaching we was in the piano bar and they asked me to sing, and I thought that the drink package told me to preach. So I started preaching. It's a video. It's a video out there. I'm just saying.
That drink package will tell you some things.
That drink package will make you, turn you into a different beast, man. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Okay. I've tried my best to hit 15 a day. It didn't work. But, I mean, I did 15. I didn't drink them all. I was giving them away, doing whatever I had to do. But it was a good trip, man. We had a great trip. We went to the Dominican Republic. We went to Puerto Rico. We went to St. Thomas. St. Thomas is beautiful. Just like a beautiful place, man. It's kind of like, being a kid from Alabama and usually seeing like trees and skunks and stuff like that. To go to a place I know what the country looks like. You know what I'm saying? I know it. When you go to a place like St. Thomas and you just look out, it's not just water, because I'm not a huge water person, but just like their trees look beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Like everything is just different. The sun shines a little bit different in places like that. It looks like a storybook, man. So when we went to the Dominican Republic, we didn't go to a beach because we went to a beach at the other places. We just pretty much like walked the city and went to some shops and ate the local food and stuff like that. And that's that's I ain't gonna say humbling because it wasn't like super bad there, but to see people out hustling and selling stuff and trying to make a dollar, like it just makes you appreciate what you do have. So that was cool too, though. It was cool. It was we had a great time. The travel lag is horrible. Wife came back with COVID.
Damn.
We just fucked up over here, man.
I got to ask one question because you're getting drunk. The food's always good. By the way, for everyone who's never been on a cruise, especially Carnival, do not miss main dining ever.
You better go.
Don't ever miss it. Go. Ask Brian. He missed it one night, and I can't remember what you missed, but you went somewhere else and you were like, nope, not again. I'm not skipping the next night.
I will tell you on the boat that we went on the Celebration. If anybody thinking about going on a cruise, if you can get to the Celebration, go, because it's got like 30 restaurants. So if you do miss main dining, main dining is usually good, but it's so many other places to eat. Some of them you got to pay for, but like they had a chicken place on there. Like Shaq's got a chicken restaurant on there. Awesome food. Of course, Guys Burgers. They had a dumpling place. They had a loaded fry place. Just all type of crap, man. So we didn't even. I couldn't even get to all the places. I didn't even explore the whole ship. That's how big this thing is.
I mean, I felt like our little ship was big, and you started talking about like 30 restaurants, like 18 stories. It's like, holy shit.
Do they do the thing where they divide you like in neighborhoods and stuff too?
Yeah, it feels like it. So we went to Guy Fieri's got a restaurant on there called Pig and Anchor. So it's a barbecue restaurant, right? So we go to it. It's like the last day. And it's maybe 10 of us, we go to it. We didn't even know they had a whole another bar and infinity pool and hot tubs. All this stuff was behind the restaurant. And I'm like, what is this? Because everything on our ship mostly was like on floor 16 and 17, 18, something like that. Like this was floor 6. And they was like, oh, yeah, it's pools all around there. Y'all ain't been back there. I'm like, well, this is the last night.
Said y'all hiding shit from me.
Yeah, we ain't going tonight. So let me just enjoy this smoked chicken y'all done gave me.
All right. Last piece. What tables did you hit? How'd you do in the casino? You make money, lose money?
No. It was pitiful. The reason that they got that big nice ship is because dummies like me go into that casino and leave money there. Don't go to the casino on that.
What smashed you? What got you? What game?
Everything, man. I mean, I ain't gonna say it smashed. We probably broke even because I lost money. My wife won some. She got on the slot machine and won like $450, but I lost every bit of that. Just letting you know. Beforehand, before she did that, because she only went in there one night, I kind of went in there like 3 to 4 nights. Got a little time by myself, go in there, play craps, lose a little bit, go back in there, play roulette, lose a little bit, play a little blackjack. So I lost on everything. I was Virginia Tech on that broke in that casino. I was losing every game. I was losing them close. I learned from Pry.
There you go.
I wasn't just losing, barely missing them too, buddy. That's what was happening to me. So hey,
man was getting 14 all night in blackjack. He kept hitting, kept getting 8.
Either that, or he was getting 20, and the dealer was getting a 4-card 21.
You just held on to your timeout,
man.
I guess blackjack is the worst. Like at least crap, it's a semblance of luck, and you feel like sometimes if you get a bad shooter, it's just like, you know, it's like, oh man, like, oh, we're gonna go good here. Let me. What is it? What was it called, Brian? I wish my neighbor Andrew was here. The
Let It Ride.
No, oh God, no, not that table game. Fuck that table game. No, the not the pass line, the one that's above the pass line.
Oh, you talking about craps
in the field?
Yeah, playing the field. How many times did you play the field like feeling good, and the next thing you know they roll craps? Like you put a good bet down, we're gonna hit a field number here, and it's like 7. Like not only did I lose my pass, I lost field.
Yeah, that's bad. I'd rather hit a 7, so everybody loses, than hit like freaking 5.
Nobody wins.
5, I'm not winning nothing if you bet in the field on 5. So
y'all talking way above my head. I don't know anything about any of this.
Don't learn it.
No fish table in there.
Say don't learn it.
Don't worry about none of that, Robbie. You're doing good.
No. We're gonna take Robbie on a cruise with us and get him on a craps table. Robbie have a blast.
No, I'll be that redneck at the back of the boat casting my bait caster off the side.
Oh yeah, they're gonna kick you off of that, Robbie.
Yeah, they will.
You'll never go on cruising again, buddy boy.
Take that to the pig and anchor and see if they can cook that not infinity.
All right, well, fellas, let's get into it. Tally, appreciate you sharing that with us, but let's get into the Hokie defensive dream team. And I'm gonna tell you, this was a pretty hard to do. This was hard. Like offense, it was like 2 or 3 people here and there. Man, it felt like, I told y'all, it felt like choosing between children.
I feel like the last one in, last one out was so much harder with this one.
Oh my God, so hard.
Last one in?
Are you talking about first one in?
Yeah.
All right, so here's what we got, and we love to see y'all in the comments with your thoughts. So what we're going to do, we've got defensive end, pick 4. Yep, we know it's a lot more.
4.
Defensive tackle, pick 3. Linebacker 4, safety 4, and cornerback 5. So that's what we did.
Defensive ends, Curtis.
Go to hell. I wanted to do 3. Coach Robbie's like, hell no. You got to have a 7-man
Robbie
rotation.
sent in 4. And then Shelton sent in 4, and we're like, all right, fuck it. I guess
Alex
we're
sent
doing
in
4.
4, and then it was just like, okay, everybody just do 4.
I'm following suit, baby.
We all know that Virginia Tech, up until this point, has traditionally been a 4-man front. You ain't going to go out there with only 6 guys for a 4-man front. You got to have 7. You got to have a 7-man rotation for a 4-front defense.
So Robbie won.
I put it in the defensive end.
That's a good sell, Robbie. That's a good sell.
And if you look real closely at my defensive tackle list, you will be surprised.
Oh, I saw. All right, well let's kick it off. Get it up. Robbie, give us your 4 defensive ends that will be terrorizing quarterbacks.
Well, when it comes down to it, there's one obvious pick. There's Bruce Smith. That's one that you can't not have in there for Virginia Tech. He's one of the greatest NFL players of all time. He's one of the greatest players in the history of Virginia Tech football.
College football.
You have to have it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then after that, I went with Cornell Brown and Darryl Tapp, 2 guys that I really watched play a lot when I was growing up, and really keeping up with things. And then I had to give a little love to the most recent one, APR. We had to get him in there. Again, I could have gone 8, 9 easily. I mean, Worrells,
Corey Moore.
There's so many. Worrells was probably the first one that I left off.
Yeah.
Corey Moore, which I think Moore ended up playing more linebacker later as a pro player. And there's just so many you can throw out there, but I came with these 4. They're gonna put some sheer terror in the eyes of a quarterback and of really anybody on that offensive side in front of them. So,
all right, Tally, you up next. 2 are your 4 defensive ends.
So for me, it was like Robbie said. I mean, it's hard to make this list without putting Bruce Smith in there. I mean, he's the guy, right? No matter how old or young you are, you know who Bruce Smith is, know what he done. Again, like Robbie said, I put APR in. I put him in first, everybody. I didn't copy Robbie this time or Sheldon. APR, I don't think people – well, I do think the Virginia Tech fans know like what he brought to the team, but I think that when you look back over what he done his 2 years in Blacksburg, maybe, but if we're still around 10 years from now and you look back at his stats and look at his tape, you'll understand why he's on this list, because even though we had mediocre seasons, like
it won't because of him.
To put up the numbers that he put up was kind of ungodly. Corey Moore, everybody knows what Corey Moore done. Welcome to the Terradome. That's all I'll say. And Cornell Brown. Cornell Brown is I put him on just because like he was one of those guys that I feel like Pry has to get somebody like him, all-world recruit that just changes the program. Those guys, if you got them on your dream team, you got a chance to go up against anybody. And kind of when we talked about what do you put on a dream team and what do you look for on a dream team, I kind of look at it like, if you remove this person from this history, if you remove this person from Virginia Tech history, does it change it? Yes. What changes? All of these players, I feel like if you remove them from Virginia Tech history, it definitely changes that school. So that's why they're on my list.
All right, Brian.
You know what? It's not a ton different here. Me and Tally are right in the same ballpark here, and you said it with Bruce Smith. You can't. This list starts and ends with Bruce Smith. Like, if you don't have Bruce Smith on this list, what the hell are you doing?
If Bruce Smith isn't on all 5 of these lists, I'm walking out of here.
So, I mean, that's where it starts. APR is, when we look at, I think, defense right now, probably it up there in the conversation for the best transfer defensive player in Virginia Tech history. Certainly in that conversation. And when we look at defensive end, just his skill set and what he was able to bring to the table from shifting what the offensive line had to do when we lined up on defense. And then we got, Corey Moore, absolute stud on the arguably the best team in Virginia Tech history. And, between the, national championship media days and welcome to the Terra Dome, baby, like sound bites for days. It's an insane combination of you put that in there and you put what his output was on the field. And like Tally said, Cornell Brown, just a program changing recruit and player. So that's huge for me. And I know Tally talked about what he sees as a dream team. What I see in a dream team is that, we got to take this team, we got to line it up against the Alabamas, the Penn States. We got to give our best lineup, our best rotation. I feel like these guys are balanced enough at the position where they kind of do things a little bit differently. There's enough to give offensive fits with the way they would attack you as well. So that's where I am. Curtis, what you got?
Well, like y'all have already said, Bruce Smith was the first name that I wrote down because, again, you got one wrong there, buddy, just so you know.
I do.
Yep, you got one wrong for me. Sorry.
Which one's wrong?
I'll tell you in a second, but let me go to Bruce.
Oh, okay.
All right.
You cannot tell the history of Virginia Tech. You cannot tell the history of college football for what he did in like 84, 85. Like I think somebody's went back and it's like 18 or 19 and a half sacks. It wasn't a stat at that point in time. He won the Outland. He won basically every major defensive trophy you can think of. He was the 1-1, and then he goes and does what he does for 20-plus years in the NFL. My next guy – actually, you got two wrong for me, man. Damn.
Dang, Brian.
Hey, you know what?
Damn, Brian. I got to pull my list up here. Corey Moore is second. Because what he did in both 98 and 99 was unbelievable. And also, for a defensive line group, Bruce is that leader, right? Bruce is the leader. Good guy, good speaker. Don't keep everybody in line. Corey's the dog. Corey go rip somebody's head off, right? The next one I got, who's not on here, is John Engelberger, the pit boss part of that 99 team. He was on the other side. Why was that damn defensive line so fucking good that year? Because you had two legitimate edge rushers. Engelberger, you could play inside as well, and he would eat. But he's your quiet guy. You don't hear a lot from John Engelberger. He's the quiet, the silent, deadly one. And then it's Cornell Brown. Cornell Brown, two-time All-American consensus in 96. He literally was considered one of the best defensive ends in the country that year. First-team All-American. And he changed the trajectory. And it was between him and Darryl Tapp, and it ripped me. I've interviewed Darryl Tapp. I love Darryl Tapp as a player, but even though he's at a rival high school, Cornell Brown is a Southside boy from Lynchburg. That's close. My two brethren here above and below me played against EC Glass every year. He came from EC Glass, and what he did at Tech.
Thank God he was off from EC Glass before I got there.
But that's my four. So Bruce Smith, Cornell Brown, Corey Moore, John Engelberger. Right, I hope you got the rest of mine right.
My bad. So I think I know what I did, but that's all right.
Once again, it doesn't matter. Any of these
it doesn't matter.
Right.
I think I know what I did. We're good.
Chris Lester with us tonight. What's going on, Chris? Again,
Christopher Lester in the house.
Chris Lester in the house. So Sheldon's with Bruce, Corey, APR, and Darryl Tapp. Again, I think this room, there are people, like y'all said, Jason Worrells. Remember Nikos Brown. Kenna Keenum had like 10 and a half sacks one year. There were so many people.
That was my next question. Yeah, that was my next question I was going to ask you, Curtis.
Brown, what's that?
If you had to pick just one player not on this list. They don't have to be an all-world person. Just somebody that you enjoyed watching that played defensive end that's not anywhere on this list. What name would you pick?
Not anywhere on this list?
Yeah, so nobody's got them on any of their list. Like I said, just a defensive end from Virginia Tech that you enjoyed watching play.
World.
Not Chris Ellis. Chris Ellis. We need to mention Chris Ellis. And
I
Chris
was going
Ellis.
to say, you said mine. I was going to say Kenny Cannon.
Kenny Cannon?
Yeah.
Robbie, you said Worlds. Brian?
I'm gonna go Worlds. Yeah, I'm gonna go Worlds.
Worlds.
I remember the Kenny Cannon story of him, gonna go to Notre Dame, and whatever happens, he tears his ACL. They don't recruit him. Then he goes and plays them, and you could tell he wanted to beat them. That's all I'll say.
Yeah,
so
he did.
just stories like that. It's things that make you love college football.
Again, this is one of those things where I could have named 10.
Yeah.
I'd have felt absolutely fine with. But
we got to do 4. All right.
Nobody wants to cut it.
Oh yeah. I mean, he might have caused absolute chaos in 2018, but Hill was a fucking dog, man.
Yeah.
God, he was a dog. All righty. Let's flip it. I'm going to lead the next one. We're going to go to defensive tackle. Brian, I hope you got this one right for me. And so defensive tackle, it starts with Tim Settle. Yep, you got it wrong for me. You got mine all fucked up, man. Hope you got tallies right.
Hang on.
Hey, it's Paris. You know I love sparkly things, right? Like stars. Duh. And thanks to Hilton and Auto Camp, I just slept under them. Picture me serving looks by the fire outside my luxurious Airstream, making s'mores with the kids, while a national park is our backdrop. The great outdoors meets Hilton hospitality. That's hot. Explore all the new ways to stay at Hilton.com. Hilton for the stay.
This episode is brought to you by Netflix. Becoming the most valuable sports franchise in the world doesn't happen without risk. A man who's willing to bet it all, and the players ready to make their own luck. America's Team, The Gambler and His Cowboys, is the story of the 1990s Dallas Cowboys and Jerry Jones's impact on NFL history. Featuring interviews with iconic 90s players and more. Watch America's Team, The Gambler and His Cowboys, August 19th, only on Netflix.
You go ahead. Here. You go ahead and read. I'm going to fix it.
I think what you did is you looked at Robbie's list, and I think you copied mine because mine was first. But Tim Settle, Big Timmy, I mean, 6'4", 325, strong, could clog the middle, but Lord have mercy, that first step for a 320-pound man is still sick. He's still in the league because of it.
Right.
Next, I got mine is Aeneas Peoples. I love the way he played last year. Absolutely love the way he played. A lot of dog, a lot of fight. And as much as we like him for his pass rushing technique, he was actually a really good run stopping guy. The way he shot the gaps and basically made running backs move. Now, my third one is the man who taught Peoples, original member of the Death Row crew back in '95, J.C. Price. Man, we've had a chance to interview. And, I mean, he was that stalwart on that line. People ask, why is our defense line playing so good? Why are they mean? Why do they play hard? Why do they play like dogs? Him. And if you tell me he gets to lead Peoples, we already saw what he took. He took Peoples' game to the next level, got that kid drafted by the Ravens, which means he's going to be good for like a decade because that's just what they do with defensive linemen. And if you tell me I can get J.C. Price, no disrespect, Charlie Wiles. Charlie Wiles, good coach. If you let me get the mentality of J.C. Price and Tim Settle, all sorts of bad shit's going to happen in the backfield. That's mine. Brian, who you got?
Who do I got? I've got the exact same thing you got, at least on this this page. I've got Tim Settle. Tim Settle was a guy that came in, highly touted recruit, and came to work every day and did everything that you asked him to do and then did a little bit more. And I think he even in some ways overachieved his recruit ranking in his time in Blacksburg. tone setter on one of the best defenses we've seen. Definitely the best defense in the post Beamer era. And that's about all you can say, man. And Engelberger, absolute dog. Curtis, you already talked about a defensive end. Could play defensive end. Could play D tackle. I've got him in here at D tackle. I always hear first name that comes up when Dwight's on here with us about who he hated to go against in practice. John Engelberger, right there, man. And J.C. Price, I mean, I don't think there's a whole lot else that can be said about him. Absolute dog, absolute tone setter. And for what he's done, what he did at Virginia Tech, what he did after he left Virginia Tech, and what he's done since he's came back to Virginia Tech, you got to put him on this list.
All right, Robbie.
You ain't going to see nothing different right here in my list. It's the same three. Settle, I mean, it says it for himself, man. I mean, he was dominant inside the whole time he was there. He just had, I mean, he set a tone inside. You just decided right from the beginning when you looked out there and saw Settle, it's like, we're not going to run right there for a while. And then you slide Engelberger in and you pair him with J.C. Price. You could put anybody out there at the edge. Those four are going to dominate up front. And to be able to rotate three guys like that, and then you can do other things, and you can play two of them and slide Engelberger out if you need to. It's a nasty rotation with a 7-man rotation up front with those 4 defensive ends and these 3 tackles. And that's my whole thought. Much more of a coaching process in my mind. I was like, with these 3 and the defensive ends, I can play all day because I can move some guys in, move some guys out, and do anything I need to do.
Jonathan Teller.
So, yeah, my list is Tim Settle, Aeneas Peoples, J.C. Price, mainly for what everybody said. Again, I go to talk about like Aeneas Peoples. Because of the season, some people may not respect what he done, this year. I think most people know he did a good job and he's gone to the league. But when you go back and you look at some of the things he was able to do on this defense 5 years from now, you're going to be like, man, we really missed that guy. You know what I'm saying? So loved watching him play. Tim Settle is just, like you said, a mountain of a man and clogging up the middle. And then JC with his demeanor and his motor always was fun to watch.
All right, and let's take a look at Shelton's real quick.
Right there with you guys.
He's right there with us. So, absolutely. So, again, not much to be said. There were still other defensive tackles. And, I mean, I love LeVar, the Lewis brothers, early 2000s, Jonathan and Kevin. We missed the Hopkins brothers, especially Derek. Derek, 5'11", 305. You kind of wonder how people moved him, that low center of gravity. And
a name that's there that I love to watch play.
Who's that?
What year it was? I can't even remember what year it was that. Woody Baird. I love watching Woody Baird.
Oh, yeah.
Paired up at defensive tackle. Kind of undersized, had that what they call quick twitch. Could just get into spaces and create chaos. So not quite on my dream team, but definitely a player that I loved watching, Woody Baird.
Another one from the early 2000s, David Pugh. Y'all remember Jim Davis? I remember Jim Davis, defensive tackle, kind of a tweener, played both that and played the 4-tech. Again, we're still missing people, I know.
Oh, yeah.
That's the crazy part.
Pugh was the guy I was going to throw out there, so I'm glad somebody else threw him out there.
But I've seen several people in the chat talk about Matty.
I was going to say, Andretti said Matty.
Luther.
Yeah.
Luther.
That's another great choice.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. All right. We could be here all night. All right. Let's go next. Linebacker room. Jonathan Talley going to lead us off with the linebackers.
This was probably the hardest one for me, just because it was so many names that popped up. But the names that I went with was X, Xavier Debe, Vince Hall, Bruce Taylor. And I did go back and switch it. Brian didn't switch it, but that's okay. I said James Anderson, but I took James Anderson off and had to put Maine Edmonds on there.
Maine Edmonds.
Just because I know Kerryon Johnson a little bit. I sold him and his family cars.
Okay.
Running back from Auburn that went in the draft with the same year that the Edmonds brothers went. And he came back to buy a car after he had went to like his combine and pre-draft workouts and stuff like that. And he was like, man, it's two brothers that go to Virginia Tech, and the younger brother is a freak. Like, he is the biggest person and the fastest person I've ever seen. This is coming from a SEC running back. Tremaine, and he showed me some pictures of him, and Tremaine Edmonds is just a monster of a man. Like 6'5", almost 6'6", 250, can move the way that he moves, can run the way that he runs. Like, why can't we get no linebackers like that? Where them linebackers at? Send them to Virginia Tech. That's what we need.
All three of those brothers were big.
Yeah.
They were, I coaching in Virginia at our old high school. We had some run-ins with old Dan River, some scrimmages and some things like that. All three of them brothers were something to behold in high school. Now, I'm gonna tell you what.
Yeah, seeing Tremaine in person and then watching dude move like that.
Oh my God!
In the game is crazy.
Yeah,
I mean, similar to what you experience when you see Cam Chancellor in person, and then watch him on the field. I mean, it's different. It's a different type of speed. Seeing someone that size moving that fast. But yeah, who's next, Curtis?
I'm next. Let's see if you got this one right. He don't. Oh man, Tally giving you shit, man.
No fake.
So mine starts out with Ben Taylor. He was on the Mount Rushmore for me years ago. Ben Taylor, the perfect middle linebacker for what we ran. The perfect middle linebacker. The perfect outside, weak side linebacker, whatever you want to call him, Xavier Debe. I was at that stadium, the Georgia Tech game, when he picked that ball off and went elsewhere. I was hammered, but I remember it happening because it went right by me on the sideline. The athleticism he brought and his size. You tell me right now we could find another Xavier Debe and put on the field, he would be dominant today as he was back then. My two at the bottom are a little bit of throwbacks. First of all, I can't remember the exact how it went, but that Del Rico story from Dwight Vick a couple years ago, that has stuck with me. I want somebody that crazy, that doggish on the field at some point in time. Because when he tells the story about Del Rico, let's talk about the UVA game in 95. Y'all go find the episode. I mean, it made me laugh. It's like, and he had 130 and 120 tackles the years he started at Mike linebacker. Last one is a name you don't hear a lot of, but this is a guy led the team in tackles in 98 and 99. And Jamil Smith was effectively the first prototypical backer. He was effectively the guy that we were looking for, and he beset X, about 6 years later. So it's a name some people forget to mention, but do not forget Jamil Smith, currently coaching down at Coastal Carolina. So that is my four, and I'd put them on the field against anybody. Robbie.
Well, we definitely got a lot of different names in this crowd.
Mm-hmm.
But linebacker, I went with, of course, Xavier Debe, Vince Hall, two guys I watched a lot as a coach. When I first started out coaching, teaching linebackers, watching those two guys on the field together, I put Andrew Matua-Puaka. May not be a name that a lot of people recognize a lot of times, but he was a tackling machine. And Bud Foster absolutely loved him. He's got a little bit more of a special place with me. My wife, as some of these guys know, is an athletic trainer. She used to work for Salem High School in Virginia Beach, and he was a linebacker there. So as a younger coach, I got to watch him play in high school all the way into college. And I love the way he played the game. I love the way he went after things. So I put him in my team right there. And the last one is Rick Rosano. Has anybody ever looked at linebacker stats from Virginia Tech?
Not officially.
Not really.
Just talking tackles, sacks. What are we talking about?
Okay, I have one right here. There are two different times in the record books at Virginia Tech. In 1977, he had 30 tackles in a game. They recorded 177 tackles in a season.
He put up those ODU linebacker numbers.
Yeah. He had 634 career tackles from 74 to 77. You could put his picture in a lineup. I couldn't tell you who he was. But if I'm finding stats like that, I'm putting that man on my list. That is a tackling machine.
Yeah, he probably need to be on the 30 tackles in one game.
30 tackles in one game.
Oh, in a game in 1975 against the Richmond Spiders, he had 21 unassisted tackles.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Put him on the field for me. I don't know who he is. Put him on the field for me. Because I wasn't alive in 1974. But I'm going to take that every time.
21.
I know that man can't walk.
His son backed up Mike Allstott in Tampa Bay.
If he had 30 tackles in one game and 21 in another one, I know that man can't walk or talk right now. I know he got Parkinson's disease and his knees is hurt. God bless him if he alive or dead. I don't know, but I'm just saying he probably pretty rough. If you tackling like that in 77, they had leather helmets.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they had leather helmets in 77, but
that seemed like a long time ago. I was born in 85, so that was before my time. They didn't even wear face masks back then in 77.
Give me 30 tackles a game.
Yeah, they did. Shut up, Tal.
Just saying.
Oh man. Yeah, he's still living. He's still living out there.
Where he at? We need to get him on coaching staff.
Yeah, no kidding.
We played in the 70s. He probably like 70 now.
Good math. I think 77. 69. Sorry, 69.
69.
All right. Yeah, that's where I went with it. There's plenty of other linebackers we could have put in there. Yeah.
Nice.
So many more.
Shout out,
Brian.
Andretti.
What you got? Shout out, love it. I'm glad Andretti's in the chat tonight.
You know what? I'm gonna keep it simple here. I got a DB. Obvious reasons. Made 11 the best looking number in Virginia Tech history, arguably. Vince Hall, the running mate with the DB. You can't really talk about one without the other, and definitely the most dominating combination of linebackers in Virginia Tech history. Ben Taylor, much like Curtis said, like the prototypical Mike linebacker, the guy you want in the middle, the guy you want calling everything out, the guy you want making the tackle. And then just Tremaine Edmonds, the combination of athleticism and production is, you can't overlook it. And he was arguably the best player on, like I said, the best defense we've had in the last almost 20 years. So,
yep. Did we get the picture with him?
Yeah.
We got to. I'm going to try to find that and see if we can put it in the chat, because we are being very serious. Like, people are like, oh, he's like 6'4". No, when you stand next to him, holy shit, do you feel small? Let's see if I can find it, Brian. All right, who's Shelton got?
Sheldon's riding with Vince Hall, a DB, Bruce Taylor, and he slid Cornell Brown into the linebacker slot.
Sneaky, because Cornell played outside linebacker up at the Ravens. Look at him being sneaky, getting his extra defensive end there.
A little funny story for you with the Xavier, the DB, and Vince Hall. I ain't gonna throw my man under the bus or anything, but I know a wide receiver that played at Virginia Tech, and he went out in his very first spring game, and they had him run a drag route or a right into the linebackers in the spring game. And Vince Hall and Xavier DB played pinball with his rear end in the middle there. And they helped him up and told him, say, hey, don't come back in the middle again. And
it's
a
not
few
for you.
plays later, they called the same play. He run back across the middle again, and they smacked him around a little bit. Later in the game, when they called that dig across the middle the third time, he got benched because he ran the other route. He said, I won't going back in there again. They done told me twice not to come in there. I won't going back in there.
Well, y'all keep doing this to me.
Yeah.
He pissed some coach off at practice. He did
Call
something
another
wrong.
play.
Yeah. You can call what you want to. If you want me going in there, you're going to have to look for me to go somewhere else because I ain't going back in there again. They done told me twice. I ain't doing this the third time.
Right.
All righty. We got a couple more rooms to go here. Brian, you are leading off the safety room.
Oof.
Another hardest shit one to do.
This was hard. To me, this was the easiest one and the hardest one. I feel like the first one, Willie Pyle, is the easy one. Yeah. I feel like that's going to be the most consensus name you're going to see on this list. You might throw Torian in there as well, who's my number 2, but Willie Pyle is the safety of Virginia Tech defense. Torian Gray, I mean, you look at what he was able to do, not only from a production standpoint, versatile, but also, what he was able to do, later coming back, coaching here, obviously still doing his thing. We won't say where he's doing his thing because we don't talk about that team that whole lot right now, but and here's where it got difficult because I was a lot of different directions you could go after that. And I went with a little bit of new blood with Chuck Clark and a little bit of old blood with Frank Loria. So that's where I'm at. I feel like if you had to really put a lineup out there, and that's kind of what I'm trying to do, I get a little bit of a lot of different things with this grouping at the safety position.
All right, you got
Curtis,
me
what you got
next here. Well, I got a couple of agrees with you, a couple a little bit different. I absolutely agree. Willie Pyle is probably going to be on this list for everybody, hands down. Willie, as many good safeties as we had, it was like 3 years of consistent play. The last 2 All-American. Willie was that good. Now, the one at the top there, I got sneaky because everybody's going to probably come in the thing and say, well, Cody technically played whip linebacker. Whip linebacker was a damn strong safety just playing close to the line. It was the first hybrid position probably known to college football. Cody Grimm was a safety in all aspects, and he was a damn good safety, and he was a damn good whip linebacker. So I'm going to put him at safety. Give me a little flexibility with the linebacker room there when I got to go with it. And then Pearson was one of those original DBU guys back in the early 90s. And really good player, 14 years in the NFL, coaching now with us. And then Chuck Clark. Chuck Clark was one of those guys. Tally, you mentioned earlier. I liked watching Chuck Clark play. He was going to hit you hard. Mm-hmm. He could do a little bit of everything. You asked him to go cover a man, he could go cover a man. Play zone. Go lay a lick on somebody. So that's mine. Got the Cody Grimm with curveball there. Ooh, I'll
look
throw
at
this one
LeVar.
up in a minute.
Look at LeVar. Look at LeVar getting a 6 corner in there.
6 corner in there, putting Jimmy in. Yeah, Jimmy can play safety. Big ass son of a bitch.
Yeah.
He did play some safety.
He did. All right, listen. I'm gonna go ahead and put Josh's up here before we move it over to Tally, because this one was close, and this one was close to simply the hit at Pitt when he knocked the fucking piss out of Tyler Boyd, clean.
Yeah, he did.
Tally, who you got up here, big guy?
So on mine, I got, like you said, Willie. You got to have Willie on there. Cody Graham. I think, like Andretti said, he played good at Tampa too. Frank. I think Brian copied me, y'all, because I put Frank first. But I'm just saying. Also, because if you don't know, if you look at it again, I think he played in like 66 and 67, All-American both years, but he ended up going to coach at Marshall, and he was on the coaching staff when the plane crashed and they lost the team. So just the story, he's one of the only players to have his number retired, things like that. The number 10, I think it is, just for nostalgia reasons, but what he did on the field as well puts him on this list. With also just being, a good human and a great football player. Then Cam Chancellor. It was a lot of names that I feel like I could have put on instead of Cam, just because of what they actually did at Virginia Tech. I think we've seen Cam blossom a little bit more after his time at Virginia Tech, but the potential was there, is how he got on my list here, because Cam could just hit, And I feel like if we put a dream team together and we had all these other people that's flowing around him, and you can tell him just to go hit like he did with the Seahawks, I don't think too many people want to come across the middle.
Not at all. Not at all. Robbie, who you got?
Well, a lot of the same names we've already seen. Obviously, Cam Chancellor, I have in there. And I didn't put these in any specific order, just name them as one as I could. Obviously, Willie Powell, in my mind, is probably the first guy that comes to my mind as a safety. After that, to me, it was Pearson Prelude. I just remember watching both of those guys play and how they just kind of took control and led everything. And then Torian Gray. I remember him a little more as a coach than as a player, but I know he was a player there. If all else fails, we at least got two coaches that can guide everybody else through there and keep things going.
Right.
So, I felt like that was a good safety room to get going. Again, plenty of names that you could have went back through and moved people in and out and done some great things. But that's the route I went with four guys that I could definitely count on going down and hitting somebody and leading the secondary and helping guide everything we need to on that field.
100%. Let's throw Shelton's up there real quick.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make a point as we put Shelton. Got the little curveball with Terrell Edmonds. Terrell Edmonds, very good safety, so no hate on that. But I'm going to make a point about Tally, what you talked about Cam blossoming once he got to Seattle, because everybody knows the story, right? Cam played 4 years. He did not redshirt. He started out as a cornerback. They moved him to Rover in 2007, where he started as a sophomore. First of all, Rover sophomore, you didn't do that shit. He had 80 tackles that year as a sophomore. His last 2 seasons, he played at free safety. He played out of position his last 2 years in 08 and 09 as free safety. Yep. And so the truth that's the story to be told is, what if you had a true free safety and he got to play Rover, play that strong safety like he did in the NFL those last 2 years when he got bigger and he got stronger? He wouldn't have went in the 6th round.
Right.
No. He would not have went late in the draft. He would have been like the first safety off the board.
Yeah, and he was my first name out of there, along with Kyshawn Jarrett. Like that, those were the two that I was like, who you putting in?
Well,
I can't remember the safety. That was from USC. The big safety they had way back when, probably a couple of years.
Taylor Mays.
That's him.
Taylor Mays.
Cam was who people thought Taylor Mays was.
Yep, exactly. That is a great way to put it.
There we go.
Great way to put it. All right. Y'all know we had to save the best for last. Safety was already a pain in the ass. Cornerback was, jeez. I mean, this is the one, I kid not, this was like picking children right here. This was just like, who you leaving off? Because you're going to leave somebody off you love. And Tally, you get to tell us first who you got, because what children are you disappointing?
I want to put all of them on there, but D. Hall, Jimmy Williams, Kyle Fuller, Flowers, and Macho Harris. That would be my 5 that I'm putting on there. All of these guys, any name that you see pop up on here, it's like it's no story that really has to be told with it. It's just you know that they belong on a list. Even if it's not your list, they belong on a list. But out of these people, for me, it's like I just remember plays and things. Kyle Fuller playing against Georgia Tech was always like a madman. It seemed like every year he played against Georgia Tech and they moved him around to different positions. He was jumping over the line. He was just epitomized what Virginia Tech football was, to me, to watch him play the years that I watched him play. And, I know we're going to have other people coming on and say some things. I see some people putting it in the chat, but it's so many names. I guess the first name that I left off that I really wanted on was J-Ron Hosley. Like, I used to love to watch him play, but I just didn't have room to slide him on above anybody that I have.
Couldn't do it. All right, who's up next? Robbie? Probably going to be a lot like – go ahead.
Yeah, we got a
D'Angelo
Hall.
Up next. It's me up next.
You up next? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Brian next, baby.
My bad.
You good.
Go with it.
Hey, we're good.
It ain't going to be a lot different.
I mean, mine is not different at all. I put them in a different order. All right. So, Curtis, you could back me up on this. When we went to the tailgate tour.
Yeah.
And we talked to Bud Foster.
Yep.
And we talked about Boundary Corner. Who was he talking about?
B. Flowers.
Jimmy Williams, baby. Jimmy Williams.
Oh, B. Flowers.
He was talking about. He said Jimmy was kind of the start there, and Flowers took it home. Flowers became the prototype.
God.
But I feel like those two guys were the cornerstone of what that position became, what cornerback was all about, what DB was all about. Obviously, you had D. Hall, just a absolute freak of an athlete across the board. It was really impressive to see what he was able to do with his career as well. I think he got to the NFL, matured a little bit, and became just one hell of a player over the course of his career. Then we got, Macho. Macho was my guy, man. Macho was probably my personal favorite Virginia Tech cornerback. Mm-hmm. Played hard-nosed, played with a chip on his shoulder, brought the energy, brought the juice, but also produced and was just as versatile, at least in the same ballpark as D. Hall from an athletic standpoint. And, Kyle Fuller, we talked about looking at kind of the post-great years of Virginia Tech, the post-2010 years of Virginia Tech. Kyle Fuller, I think, stands out as the best cornerback from a full career standpoint to play in that period.
You're tuned into Auto Intelligence, live from Auto Trader, where data, tools, and your preferences sync to make your car shopping smooth.
They're searching inventory.
Oh, yeah.
They find what you need.
They're gonna find it.
You can make a budget for your wallet to help you succeed. Pricing's precise and true.
So true.
It's smarter car shopping.
Ooh.
Just for you.
Oh, it's just for you. Ooh. Find your next ride at autotrader.com. Powered by Auto Intelligence.
Walmart Business saves you time, money, and hassle, which means you can focus on what really matters. Like putting the money you save back into what you do. Spending more time training your team, filling orders, and finding new clients. Anything and everything, right down to, oh, that's one, choosing the best hold music. Walmart Business. It's the Walmart you love, now for your business. Learn more at business.walmart.com.
Hear you. All right, Robbie. Because you yawned, and that's why we're moving faster.
I'm struggling right now. Again, that list, you got D'Angelo Hall. I toyed around. I was messing with Curtis and Brown. We were talking about this earlier in the week. This is where I was just going to put, where we got 5 corners, I was just going to put Fullers.
Yeah.
And just leave it at that. We were just going to count all of them in one.
Yeah.
Sometimes you look at them, you can't hardly tell them apart anyway. Especially when they were playing the game. They played so much the same way. Of course, Brandon Flowers and Jimmy Williams, that shut down boundary corner, in your face. And I got his name on the board for you, Tally, so you don't have to worry about it. We went with Jaron Hosley.
There we go.
Again, we cut some really good names off of this list to make it to 5. But I don't think anybody's completely pass on this crowd. So.
There's another.
Another. Rock Carmichael. God. All right, I'll put mine up here. This was again the children. So D Hall again. If you could have just had somebody like Brandon Flowers or Tyrone Drakeford in that room in 2003, it ain't nailed. Ike Charlton, shit. LeVar, throw another one up on there, man.
Like 15 now? 16?
Yeah, we had like 26. I mean, but D Hall, that's for you, Josh. D Hall, I got to see him play in 03 against UCF. It was my first game ever in Lane Stadium, and he played every side of the ball. That was the year they toyed with him on offense. He is probably the second most incredible athlete to ever walk through the doors. Athlete straight up. Kyle Fuller, Tally, I love what you said. You need a nickel corner, it's Kyle Fuller. Because that man can cover the inside slot, and you want him to go run support. God, Tally, 1,000%. What he did to Georgia Tech those years, he wrecked their shot. Because normally it was like, oh, this cornerback can't tackle. No, he laid fucking people out, and I loved it. Brandon Flowers, Brandon was everything you wanted in a quarterback. He could cover, he'd pick balls off, but he'd also knock the living piss out of you if you gave him a chance. Macho was that 5-star kid down at Highland Springs. It kept that momentum going when he came in 2008. It kept the next 3-4 years going. And Tyrone Drakeford, that's old school. That's he graduated in 93. He got drafted by the 49ers in 94. That was about the time I was coming on as a fan of both, so he stuck with me. He's also, I believe, second in picks. He had a 7-pick season. He had like a 5-pick season. A real OG at DBU. Look him up. Damn good player. But we are missing so many people here. So many. Let's see. Did Shelton throw anybody we didn't have? Oh, he went with – he got Kendall in there.
You got the Fullers. I told you.
He threw Kendall in that thing. Anybody in the chat, if you want to have a good time and cry a little bit, go pull up Macho Harris on YouTube, his highlights. This man had like 15 picks while he was at Virginia Tech. I think he's a 2-time All-American. And that's like the epitome of what you want in a defensive back. Every hit, it was some talking. It was some kind of animation. If the ball was in there, he was going to get it. Yep. I think we were playing Clemson the one time when he hits the kid in the stomach. Yeah. Hits the person, the player in the stomach, and lays him out and just gets up and goes wild. So Do yourself a favor. Go look up. If you have it, go look up Macho Harris.
Macho.
And his name was Macho. He was wearing number 1. Like
Number
uniforms they were plain, but they were cool. They had the little incision in the bottom. Just nostalgia, man.
Highland Springs, baby.
Can we get back to that? That's all I'm asking. Pry, I know you be watching. Can you get us back to some of these mindsets of some of these people that we got on this list? I ain't saying you're going to have the full team, but just get us back to the mindset.
How about he just get people we left off? Get those type guys on here. Shit. Man. Jim throwing in Ronell Whitaker. Oh, my God. And that's the thing about doing this and why I wanted to do it, because, y'all, we were looking through everything. You looking through your old rosters. You just going through your memory banks. You going maybe look at an old game or two. And that's what makes it fun. It also makes it hurtful when you write names on the list. It's like I left Jimmy Williams off, and I love Jimmy Williams.
Right.
I love Jimmy Williams.
Hey, let's do a quick fun fact here. Who is the all-time leading interceptions leader?
Oh, I got that one. He ain't on here, but I got.
He ain't on here.
He ain't on here.
Tally, who you got? Who is it?
I don't know. Somebody
Robbie.
weird.
Robbie, don't cheat.
Baby.
Robbie, don't cheat. You cheating.
Robbie looking it up.
He looking it up. It's Gene Bunn.
And who?
Exactly.
Gene Bunn, man.
Gene Bunn, who played in I believe it was the 70s. His numbers, it's kind of asinine. Hold on.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
30 tackles in a game? Asinine?
No. Yeah, kind of with what he did. Hold on.
7, 6, and 5. So that's 18 total.
18 in 3 seasons.
That's pretty good.
Macho wasn't far behind him. He had 15.
A couple of those guys weren't too far behind him.
Drakeford was up there, wasn't he?
Drakeford is 13.
Yeah.
The crazy thing is, I think all 5 of us could have put 5 different names, and somebody still would have been left off.
Right.
Yep. 1,000%. 1,000%. Macho is 3rd. Willie Powell. Go back to Willie Powell real quick. Willie Powell's a free safety. 14 awesome. Picks.
Yeah.
14 picks. He housed 2 as a free safety.
Hey,
I mean,
ball hog, baby.
That comment in the chat right there from Josh Young.
Yeah.
He was a teammate of the 30 tackle a game linebacker. You couldn't run it or throw it. It was pick or tackle.
If both of them really was on the field at the same time, what you supposed to do?
Yeah.
Punt. I throw another name out, y'all, for safety. We lost him a few years ago. Keon Carpenter. Yeah. I mean, play with the Bills for so many years. Like, it's fun to do this. Well, it's fun. I'm going to tell you what was really fun about it. It's just going and reading and looking at the history and thinking about, where we once were. And I know it's like it ain't the present, but for us 4, that's been our lifetime. Right? Like, we got to see this. Like, this wasn't, we had a couple guys on here, maybe we were little, or a couple guys just, you see the lore. But for us, like this list right here, you take out nobody. We saw every single one of these guys play just about every game at Tech. By the way, I got another one just popped in my head. Kendall Fuller's running mate, Brandon Faison.
Yeah. Man, Faison had himself some games.
Yeah.
He wasn't quite as consistent out there, but when he was on, he would absolutely dominate.
But a lot of good corners, man. A lot of good corners when you talk about Virginia Tech football, for sure.
A lot of good ones. All right, we lost Robbie. I don't know why we lost him, but we lost him.
He's sleeping.
So he probably is. Man, got to be up like 6 o'clock, drive to work tomorrow. But this has been a lot of fun. Y'all in the chat tonight, y'all have been a lot of fun. And put yours up. Put both dream teams up. Because, like, you start going and thinking about it. You're going to leave someone off. And you're going to be like, how'd I leave them off? Well, because we were so good for so long, and that's what we gotta remember. All right. Anything else breaking?
Brian said we're getting a recruit tomorrow. I wonder who.
Brian said we're getting a recruit tomorrow.
I mean, hey, I've seen the Evan tweets, man. It's coming.
He's feeling it. He's feeling it coming.
I told the guys earlier, or it might have been later last week, that the kid from Mooresville was coming.
Yeah.
I just had a feeling just by hearing some people talk around here where he was going to head up to. So hopefully it's going to start filling in.
All right,
I think we're going to hit a good run here. I think we'll see if that's going to put us where we want to be, or whether that's something that just kind of gets us kind of back to status quo. But the top 10 in the state is starting to run out in terms of opportunities. It'd be nice to at least get one, maybe two in there. We haven't seen that yet, so that's kind of where I'm looking. I think we're going to do all right overall, but I'd like to see at least grab two of those top 10 before the thing is out.
There you go. Let Chris calm you down.
Hey, Chris, we got one from Green Run. Can we get another one, please?
Get in, Chris. Do your thing. All right. With that being said, let's wrap up this episode of the Boundary Corner Podcast, brought to you by the Counts Family Pharmacy, 301 South Main Street, Blacksburg, Virginia. And I'm Curtis Wilson.
I'm Brian Siegler.
Jonathan Taylor.
Robert Compton.
And appreciate you, Sheldon, for sending in. Sheldon couldn't make it tonight, unfortunately, doing a lot of important stuff. We are part of the College Huddle Network. Go to boundarycorner.vt.com to listen to everything. Find me the George Del Rico story, so I ain't got to go back and think about it.
I'll see if I can get a cut up from that.
Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all those podcast sources you can think of. As always, with our buddy down in Roanoke, Jason Long, play us in, play us out. Catch him at jasonlongmusic.com. Get all his stuff at Spotify, YouTube, Facebook. He is doing nothing this summer, so we need to bother him, tell him come on and play a song one night. Check him out this Saturday if you are – I have no clue where this is, so I'm going to click on it here. He is going to be at Pollard 107 South down in Vinton from 8 to 10:30 playing on Friday night. So check him out if you're down there. Anything else, boys?
Oh, J-Lo.
All right. We appreciate everybody in the chat tonight. We appreciate y'all all listening, however you may listen. And as always, let's go.
Hokies.